Timo Werner must not leave Chelsea in January, instead Romelu Lukaku's led. The last thing Timo Werner must do, even if Chelsea are open to it, is leave the club in January. Part of the reason things haven't worked out for him yet at Stamford Bridge is the fact he joined the Blues in the strangest of summers. A time when COVID was raging and such stringent restrictions were in place that settling into a new country was far harder than usual. There have been times since Werner arrived in England that he has looked lost, misplaced. And the more opportunities that have gone begging for him on the pitch, the worse that seems to have got. Any hopes that his lack of form in front of goal was just a one-season thing have faded 4 months into his second season. And while it would perhaps take only a run of 3 or 4 goal-scoring games for his fortunes to change, it looks less and less likely that will happen. Largely because even getting the nod from Thomas Tuchel to start that number of successive games looks beyond Werner at this moment. The fact the player has recently changed agents is further proof, as if it were needed, that all is not well and has only fueled the idea that he is looking to engineer a move away from Chelsea. Werner has denied that, but rarely do players switch representatives when they aren't looking for a move sooner rather than later. Whatever his reasoning, it's a sign that he's even looking at things off the pitch now to try to pinpoint why the goals have dried up for him. Newcastle, of course, have been linked with the Germany star. But moving to the northeast at the turn of the year, when the games come thick and fast, will be another upheaval that would leave him little to no time to settle properly, and what good will that do him? Better still to wait until the summer and, at the end of 2 seasons, if he hasn't rediscovered the confidence that made him such a clinical goalscorer in his days with RB Leipzig, with whom he scored 78 Bundesliga goals in 127 appearances, and Germany, then there'd be little point wasting any more time both from the perspective of the player and his club. If he does go next summer, then he must look at the steps Romelu Lukaku made in joining Inter Milan and, similarly to the Belgian, find a coach who will bring the best out of him, as Antonio Conte did. A return to Germany would be the obvious move for Werner, but he would score goals in Italy and Spain as well. And while it would be a step down in standard to go to any of those leagues, so low is his confidence that he perhaps needs to be a flat-rack bully for a season or two to rediscover the joy of playing football that has been eroded from him under the spotlight of the Premier League. Roberto Martinez has also played a big part in taking Lukaku to the next level, and Germany boss Hansi Flick has a role to play on that front with Werner. But choosing the right manager to work with